Well, we're back. And I know that we all thought last year was a doozy, but man, 2021 was certainly a tough contender. Our Berkley team continued to rise to the challenges, but most importantly, we came together to help one another as we move forward into the new world. We've held true to our story of being a community that cares, and what better place to have our opening ceremonies than in our historical museum. This destination holds memorabilia and represents how we've come to be and where we're going. Our history has cultivated the community's exploration of our story. Thanks to our passionate committee charged with maintaining and preserving our history, they have shared our past through creative and meaningful experiences. Some of those ways include the Berkley Theater holiday tree ornaments, the sale of Berkley street signs, having historic booths at city events, and more recently, the release of their new quarterly newsletter, The Museum Corner. With this, let's learn more about the work done this year in our city. The library glided into 2021 by opening to the public in June after serving exclusively through curbside service since early 2020. They returned to full library hours on September 7th of this year. Not only that, the library placed itself in a power position by providing a mix of virtual programs, take-home crafts and activity bags, in addition to over 500 picture book bundles put together and circulated to families during curbside service. To help those working or studying remotely, they implemented a hotspot lending program to provide Wi-Fi and extended digital access to residents. They also expanded their digital resource purchases and added Canopy for streaming movies, Ancestry Library Edition for ancestry research, and Pronunciator, which is a language learning resource. The library set its record for the year by receiving a CARES Act check for $13,817.06 to help fund some of those expanded digital resources.
When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue.
Parks and Recreation stuck the landing in 2021, just like I did there, with the community center reopening in June, with programming and attendance steadily increasing each season, including outdoor classes throughout the summer and fall, holiday-themed events, and scavenger hunts at city parks. Summerfest events also made a comeback with music, movies in the parks, and more after an absence in 2020. The Dream Cruise returned in 2021, and for us, that meant the 25th anniversary of our beloved Berkley Cruise Fest. The ultimate salute was the long-awaited opening of Oxford Park with a new restroom facility, walking paths, play equipment, and a new splash pad that opened on June 11, 2021. The new play structure and play equipment were also installed at the tot lot, along with a new structure coming to Community Park this fall. Woo! Wow! As with last year, it brings me joy to see that our Berkley business districts continue to thrive and remain agile. We are even seeing some major developments finally take shape, but I can't skate through this portion without a partner. So let me introduce to you our DDA Director, Mr. Mike McGinnis.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike, your Downtown Development Authority's Executive Director. Berkley has become a prime location for both commuters and independent entrepreneurs who've created a unique and charming downtown filled with dynamic retailers, restaurateurs, and tavern keepers. Our Berkley DDA serves as the city's economic development arm, helping new businesses start up and existing businesses thrive and grow in Berkley's vibrant downtown district. Projects include the installation of our wayfinding signage throughout the downtown, highlighting our independently owned shops and dining options, as well as featured events put on by us and our community partners. To truly show off what downtown is all about, we've expanded our seasonal decor and murals along our streetscape and added the inaugural Berkley Nights to this DDA's event schedule. We've also partnered with the city and the school district to create a public plaza on Coolidge. This gathering space will be another key landmark for the community as we continue to grow and expand our retro downtown district. With all this, I'm proud to share that we met the challenging performance standards required to receive national accreditation from Main Street America. This annual accreditation process recognizes a community's exceptional commitment to preservation-based economic development and community revitalization through the Main Street approach.
Despite the challenges of operating in a hybrid world, the clerk's office did not miss a step maintaining all of its service. Now, I'm not sure any clerk will look back on the 2020 election fondly with all the changes and challenges the pandemic forced, but our clerk wrapped up the 2020 election season ahead of the competition. The clerk's office offered its voluntary expanded hours, reaffirming its dedication to ensuring residents a free, fair, and secure election. Throughout the 2020 election cycle, the clerk's office registered 1,484 new voters, processed 11,251 absentee ballots, and with the help of its dedicated election workers, assisted 4,882 voters at the polls. They continue to gear up for our local election happening this November. I would also like to give a shout out to our clerk and deputy clerk, whose devotion expanded beyond work hours, with both attending multiple in-person and virtual training opportunities. And I want to congratulate our clerk, Victoria Mitchell, on completing her training and certification for the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. Community development served up a bit of construction expansion this year. So far, we've issued 404 permits with a total value of $10,631,802, representing 8 new homes. For historical context, in 2020, there were 470 permits with a total value of $13.7 million, and in 2019, there were 551 permits for a total value of $21.6 million. Berkley also welcomed 22 new businesses this past year, including Pinspiration, Berkley Cares Food Pantry, Berkley KinderCare, Nada & Company, Puck Hockey, and more. We are also happy to see the Aquatots development officially break ground at the former site of Farina's Banquet Hall. That was in early September, and construction is set to begin in the coming months. The La Salette redevelopment project is also underway as well, with the interior demolition currently in progress. It's crazy to believe this, but our Berkley master plan is almost complete. After 18 months of tireless community engagement and drafting text, the Master Plan Steering Committee and Planning Commission recommended to City Council to distribute the draft master plan for the 63-day public review period as required by the Michigan Planning Enabling Act. In fact, Planning Commission has reviewed all the comments that were received, and just last month, the Commission directed city staff and consultants to set the final public hearing before adoption. After the conclusion of the public hearing, it is expected that the Planning Commission will make a recommendation to the City Council to adopt the master plan. We can't thank everyone enough for their feedback and participation. It has set us up with a master plan that demonstrates a community striving to enhance its economic vitality, preserve neighborhoods, and foster our values of being caring, innovative, and welcoming. Next up to bat is the Public Safety Department, hitting a double by renovating its lobby and entrance area, making the space ADA compliant, more inviting, and user-friendly. They mixed in a change-up as well, completing a partnership of shared services with Pleasant Ridge Police Department. These shared services include the dispatch, jail, firing range, and animal control services. They hit the sweet spot by interacting in several community events, including the Superhero Big Truck Parade, the 3rd annual Kroger's First Responders Food Drive, Berkley Street Art Fest, Berkley Cruise Fest, Woodward Dream Cruise, the Berkley Art Bash, the 9/11 Memorial Ceremony, the Shrine Church Annual Blue Mass, and the highly successful and well-attended Lids for Kids and Fire Safety Open House.
What's he doing? He's got a whole team in here.
I don't know.
Public Safety also partnered with Families Against Narcotics to implement 2 new programs within the community. Hope Not Handcuffs and Comeback Quick Response Team. A new initiative is a compassionate way to assist individuals struggling with drug addiction. The true grand slam for public safety this year, though, was successfully completing the fundraising efforts to establish the K9 program, obtaining over $60,000 in donations. K9 Bear and his handler officer Brian Anderson have been certified and are already on patrol. Even though this year was not an easy lift for our Public Works Department, they didn't miss a beat. Curbside leaf collection, water main repairs, and sewer maintenance all continued uninterrupted, even with staggered crews and social distancing. The citywide road improvement program continued with numerous road enhancements to local and residential streets. To date, over 300 sections of road have been removed and replaced across the community, with more work to follow this fall. Berkley continues with its multi-year citywide sidewalk replacement program to improve our community's walkability. DPW and HRC have lunged into the project, replacing over 800 sidewalk slabs and working within 3 sections of the city this year. The remaining sections will be covered over the next 2 years. Furthermore, DPW successfully curled another round of public sewer lining. Over 5,600 feet of pipe were structurally lined last spring at a cost of over $340,000. Sewer lining is a proactive way to maintain the structural integrity of our system without having to dig up the lines. Additionally, over 1,800 catch basins were inspected and cleaned by DPW personnel in the spring of 2021. Public Works oversees a comprehensive cross-connection program to protect the drinking water system and to minimize the threat of backflow. Within the past year, they squatted over 617 residential inspections and 387 commercial inspections. Our Finance and Treasury Department truly swept our city through another uncertain fiscal year with some big wins. We successfully completed the annual audit and budget process in a completely virtual environment. Working with our federal, state, and county partners, we were able to receive and utilize $1.6 million in American Rescue Plan funding. We also optimized the city's budget transparency by creating a digital budget book, making it easier to access and clearer to understand for our residents. We also hammered contract agreements, hammered is a curling term, with all 3 labor unions and nearing completion of the non-union merit system changes and updates. And what I would consider the biggest victory in the game, our finance team made the final payment on the 11-mile road bonds, making Berkley completely debt-free. We certainly did not achieve any of these amazing strides without our wonderful city employees, my fellow council members, our chamber and DDA, our planning and ZBA commissions, and the vast number of volunteers we have in our city. We've been tested time and time again, and each time we've stood united together as a community. Please continue to show compassion to your neighbors and public servants. Be patient with our businesses and their staff who serve you. Trust credible sources and listen to science. To learn more about all the amazing things that happened this past year, please visit our website at berkleymich.org/State of the Cities.